So you're bad, huh?
It would seem so.
Like really, really bad.
Are you asking or are you telling?
Is that why you ran away?
What?
Scurried away like a little baby back bitch.
Dude, I had a work conference.
Was the conference for people who struggle to handle failure?
No, it was genuinely a work thing.
Okay, fine. So what was it?
It was about handling adversity in the workplace.
Yeah, I bet it was.
You're going to be so much meaner to me than I was to you, aren't you?
Oh, no, I won't be.
Why did you say it like that?
Hi, buddy.
Oh, no.
Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins franchise. Welcome back. Not a dub, whatever I'm supposed to say here. I'm back. Hello. Hi. Thanks. Thanks for the warm welcome. Hold your applause. This was a doozy. I genuinely got asked. Like, I saw the score total. I saw the losses, and I saw bits and pieces of the games while I was gone. And I genuinely apologized that I wasn't able to do any content out there. But, genuine question. Is this what you guys have been dealing with the past week? Like, is this a good representation? It didn't seem to be this bad, but it did look bad. It did look bad. All the same habits, all the same failures, this was the epitome of the last 2 months of last season. Like, this was it. This was exactly what we watched for about 60 days. Preluded by something almost this bad, but not quite this bad before it. Holy. The game just ended. Like, I shut the tab, hit record. I'm still kind of trying to process. I'm not. Don't get mad. Whatever you do, don't get mad. Don't let this affect your life. Don't let this put stress on your heart. The way I was excited about the stress being on my heart for all these 1-goal finishes we're gonna have. Don't let this do that. Right? This is funny. At this point, we're gonna have to lean in sooner or later, and it's still a little early. Losing 7 of 8. It's still a little early though. Kinda. So like, I'm not giving up by any means. I'm gonna be optimistic. We can turn this around. I'm trying to formulate a plan of how to turn it around. And so far, I don't have any ideas. But I'll get there. I'll fix this. For sure. Don't let this upset you. Find it funny. Because this is genuine. That was hilarious. That got funny at a certain point. Can you tell I'm coping? Yeah, I bet you can. Check out the Discord. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Check out the YouTube membership. That's also pretty cool. Follow me on Twitter. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. Let's talk about the Senators for a second. Let's start there. We'll start there. They're 4-4-1 to start the season coming into this game. They were getting a little worried because they were on a 4-game losing streak, but they did manage to throw in a couple of wins against Washington and Philly leading into this one. They're 6th on the power play. That has to have improved after that game. 30th on the penalty kill. Also improved. 10th in goals for. Definitely improved. And 29th in goals allowed. Definitely improved. Wow, talk about a get-right game for the Senators, right? Right? Obviously, the idea this year for them was to have some growth after what was a very promising year last year, making the playoffs, all that good stuff. Now, I haven't been able to watch them much, so take this with a grain of salt, but they haven't looked very good so far this season. They've had highs, they've had lows. Obviously, Brady Tkachuk is still missing for them. But I looked at their team, and the biggest worry is Ullmark, right? He has an .870 save percentage and is bottom 10 in goals saved above expected with negative 2.94. According to Natural Stat Trick, that's at 5-on-5. Not great, but JFresh Hockey, another analytic guy that I like to follow, has them ranking top 10 in both expected goals for and expected goals against, albeit with a very small sample size. But the analytics expect to bounce back. Probably silly to write them off this early, even if you aren't an analytics person. They have a ton of young talent. Sanderson's one of the best young defensemen in the league. They have plenty of talent in their forward grouping. They do need a little more structure. They need a little more consistency in net right now. They need a little more consistency defensively. They found some of it in this game. They'll be fine, right? I just wanted to talk a little bit about the struggles early on. I had a really bad feeling about them going into this season for some reason, and not in a sense of like, I think they're going to be bad at hockey. I just, sometimes you just get a bad voodoo feeling from a team. I was like, this might be a team from hell candidate before anything even started. Then Brady Tkachuk goes down for a few months, and I'm like, oh, maybe. They're probably right in the ship. They're probably fine. We are going to face Marylainen tonight. It's going to be the second goal of the game of the season. Second game of the season. I swear I used to be able to speak like a human being. In his first game, he had a .731 save percentage and a goals allowed per 60 above 7. Which isn't great. I think this is just his second game of the season. For the Bruins, we are going back to what is basically the opening night roster. Geeky, Elias Pasta, Middlestat, Zaka, Arvidsson, Janot, Mitten, Asamont, Kuznetsov, Corelli, Kostelic, Lorai, Max, Zadorov, Pete, Callahan, Jokiharju, and then Swayman. Hampus and Harris are both on the IR at this point. Hampus is skating with the team. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. He's not fixing this, though. Even if he was back, he's not fixing this. And especially if they'll never move off that top pairing, which is going to be a different conversation altogether. Do you want to talk about this game? Like, we can. Or I could go get a bottle of something. We could sit here and shoot the shit. All right, we'll talk about the game. Puck drops! Puck drops! And I know you're going to be upset about this because 3:06 in, the Bruins do the thing. They take the lead. I have to go back and look at how many games we've had the lead in so far. Yeah, we had the lead in this game. So 3:06 in, this is a really low danger, basic play. Corrali dumps the puck down the right side. Matinda Balaboto, the defenseman for the Senators, picks up the puck behind his net. He's skating out from behind the net on the far side, and he sees Kostelic just cruise into him. And he goes, fuck that, and passes it up a little hard and a little off target. And it's forcing Zetterlund at the point to have a tough retrieval of it. I genuinely don't know if he screwed up the retrieval of this puck or if he was trying to make a play to an outlet that was coming up the slot for the Senators. Either way, all he does is bump the puck up a couple feet. Geeky comes in and grabs it, doing this. I've got some pictures for you. And then Geeky's going to skate into that far circle, if you're looking at the net, the left circle, and he is going to fire this far side. And he beats Marylainen low glove, using Kostelic as a moving screen. 1-0. We took the lead early. It's better than not taking the lead early, right? Like, have you ever found yourself watching a game and you're up by 2 goals and you're nervous and you have to convince yourself you'd rather be up by 2 goals than down 2 goals? Duh. But you're still kind of sitting there like, I don't like the feeling of this. Yeah, I know. Me too. 8:40 in. Asamont for high sticking. We're going to the penalty kill. 15 seconds left of the penalty kill. It's been a mostly solid effort, but the Sens get back into the zone after a clear. Janot and Callahan both attack the same player at the left point. They had previously had success doing this. Doesn't mean it's a good idea. So that means Callahan is on the wall up at the very top during a penalty kill, and Janot is also there. When they lose that board battle and the puck's moved out to Sanderson, it leaves what is basically a 4-on-2, and the weak side is virtually uncovered now because Minton is forced to stay in front of Sanderson at the top of the slot. This allows him to choose to send the puck to Grieg on the left side. He's going to skate just a little down and fire this low blocker, which is perfect because he has Batherson on that side of Swayman waiting for the puck, and he gets to punch it into the net on the rebound. 1-1 power play goal. I'm not mad at Swayman for this rebound. It's off the pad. It's just, like, defensively, 2 guys covering 1 on the wall? That's basics, baby! You don't need to do that on a penalty kill. It's just an absurd thought because now you're forcing the only other forward and the only other defenseman to pick center mass. They have to stay in the slot because they have to be ready for you to lose the battle in either direction. This is what I'm talking about, where the Bruins continuously put themselves in bad positions because they're playing the best case scenarios over and over. Guess what? A team like Colorado gets to do that. A team like Tampa Bay, even though they're struggling, gets to do that. Teams like Vegas, Dallas, these very high-powered offenses with contenders who frequently win in these situations, they get to take these risks and create more out of them. The Bruins have to minimize mistakes to be competitive. This is a concept that has completely left the team. It's a concept I talked about through the first 3 games and how proud I was that everyone was sticking to it. It's completely gone. The focus cannot be about offensive creation. I'm sorry that sucks and it's not fun to play or watch, but it is the nature of this team. It's how we are built. Defense, goaltending. From there, get your chances, be opportunistic. What you can't do is assume the best case scenario all the time and then allow these little mistakes to build up, and then the game gets away from you, and then we see the shit show that happens afterwards. You don't get to take those risks when you don't have the ability to punch back like that. You literally have to take the hits and then eventually land a counter. But you do not get to trade blows. And right now, this team is trying to trade blows. 2 guys on 1 guy during the penalty kill. Just dumb. So it's 1-1. 6:44 left. Costello's going to go for tripping. We're going to the penalty kill. It will be, hold on, let me double check. The only penalty we kill. Spoiler alert. Want another spoiler? We took 5. So we're going to go to the second period. And the second period is not going to be very much fun, but it's 1-1. It's 1-1. We're still in this game. It's the second period, though. And 1:08 in. This one really pissed me off. I know I said don't get upset about it. I can get upset when we're within 1 goal. That's what I can do. A standard transition for the Senators. I mean, this is basic shit. Sanderson feeds the puck to Pinto, who's in the center of the neutral zone. He skates down into the top of the slot, dishes to the far circle for Amadio. Amadio is going to skate down towards the bottom of that far circle, feed the puck, perfect pass through the top of the crease for Giroux, who's going to bat this into the net. Just a little tip. Nothing Swayman can do here unless he's able to get that cross-crease pass. It's 2-1. Here's my problem. Someone said that this was Callahan's fault. I don't see it. So Callahan, Pinto's skating across the blue line. Callahan and Jokiharju are backing up too much. I'll give you that. But Callahan, as soon as Pinto crosses that blue line, is the one to force Pinto to pass. He puts his stick forward. He slows the play down. Good. Pinto moves it to Amadio. Look at this picture. Look at where Jokiharju is and where Amadio is. Look at the next picture. Amadio just goes around Jokiharju. Callahan's still on Pinto, who drove to the net. So he's covered his position here. Jokiharju has not taken away a lane and has fallen behind his guy. We have an open guy on the left side. Lindholm, Elias specifically, the other one's not in the game, he does not pick up his assignment in time. And Giroux gets behind him, and he's able to tap this puck in past Swayman. If I'm Swayman, I'm staring at Jokiharju of, dude, you had a fucking half a car length on this guy, and he got around you? And then I'm looking over to Elias, and I go, free tap in, dude? Just a freebie? Just a little freebie? I'm a little upset. It's fine, guys. I will say, what bothers me about this goal is a training drill, right? This is a fast break transition training drill. And it's the kind of drill where the coach is screaming at you, it won't be that easy in a real game scenario. Keep your sticks tight! And now they get to skate back to their bench and be like, Coach, it was that easy in a real game scenario. It was. I'm upset. I think you guys can tell I'm a little upset. I'll try to calm down. 10 minutes left of the second period. So 3-on-1 for the Sens after McAvoy. Cardinal sin. What do I say all the time? Just get it past the first guy. He's on the blue line. He shoots the puck. It goes right into the first blocker. And it's a 3-on-1 the other way. Luckily, Cousins bobbles the puck, and it leads to them overpassing to the point where they ruin their scoring chance altogether. And I go, oh, we're still in it. We are down by a goal. We're 1 shot away. And 5:16 left. The Senators broadcast, I only know this because I watched the replay on their broadcast. They were talking about how the Bruins are only 1 shot out of this thing. They didn't jinx their team, though. They gave them a boost. So we're below the goal line in our zone. And Corrali can't seem to get a handle on it. And Lohrei grabs it, and then he mishandles it. And then McAvoy attempts to nab the bouncing puck, and he can't seem to make contact with it. And then finally Eller is there, and he's just going to smack it away from all of them up into the slot for Batherson, who's all alone. Shout out to Huznadinov, who's in the vicinity, not covering anyone, but his vibes are amazing. Either way, Batherson is going to beat Swayman blocker side, as Swayman has to whip his head and try to cover as much space as possible in about 0.4 of a second. It's 3-1. We're going to the third period. You're only down 2 goals. You're down 2 goals. Just don't do something stupid and unnecessary immediately at the start of the third period. Which name came to mind, right? That tells a lot about you as a fan. And honestly, I didn't think Zadorov. I wouldn't have, because shockingly, Zadorov's been a bright spot so far. Maybe he can only be good on bad teams. There's something there. Either way, it was Zadorov 8 seconds into the period. He's going to go to the penalty box for interference. And then literally 5 seconds later, it's face-off win. Sanderson at the top of the slot feeds Stutzle at the top of the left circle. Sniper Rooney and cheese! Top glove corner. That's a hell of a shot. It's 4-1 power play goal. And then, about 4 minutes later, 4:14 in, Cousins for holding. He throws an absolute tantrum about it too, which is hilarious, because it's not like it's a great call, because it's really not a great call, but there's been a bunch of those so far. And he's going to go to the box. We're going to go to the power play. Nope, and not even a shot on net for us. The Senators did manage to get one on Swayman. 10:42 left. Mac is going to go for tripping Stutzle, and it looks like a bad call to me, but this game's been full of them, and it's been on both ends, so I'm not really all that concerned. Stutzle's a diving little bitch. We knew that, though. Stutzle's a diver, and any Senators fan that tries to tell you Stutzle is not a diver, he's very, very biased, because that's an egregious diver. Either way, it doesn't matter. There's been bad calls all over this. 15 seconds later. So we just had a penalty kill where it took them 5 seconds. This one's going to triple that time, which means we're getting better. 15 seconds later. The Sens are set up. Sanderson shoots from the top of the slot. Swayman can't see shit, and the shot is deflected by Stutzle. 5-1 power play goal for them. I haven't missed any yet, right? I have gotten all the goals. Sorry, there were a bunch of them. 7:38 left. A deflected puck lands at the feet of Zadorov, Mittelstadt, and Zacha. And they fumble fuck with it for a half a second before Cousins skates in and slams it 5-hole on Sway, 6-1. That's Bruins hockey, baby. 21 seconds later. The Sens are set up in our zone. Oh, sorry, I skipped something. 7:17 left. McAvoy for interference after running into Marilainen. Penalty kill. 21 seconds later. Improvement, right? 5 seconds, 15 seconds, 21 seconds. The Sens are set up in our zone. The puck is moved from the right wall to the center of the blue line to Zetterlund at the top of the far circle, who one times this blocker side and beats Sway 7-1. I don't even have a picture for this one, and I'm not going back to grab one, because it's 7-1, guys. It's 7-1. Another power play goal for them. They went 4 for 5 on the power play. 11 seconds left. Arvidsson with a blast in the slot beats Marilainen glove side. I don't have a picture of that either, because it frankly kind of pissed me off. It's like, oh, thanks, Harvey. Thanks, buddy. You've been an absolute disaster on your board work and defensive assignments tonight. But thank you for that. That makes up for it. The Toronto challenges for offsides. Initially, I thought it was the Senators who challenged, which I know wouldn't make any sense. I know that would be very stupid. But there's 11 seconds left. You score so far away that you're not really concerned with a comeback or anything like that. I kind of thought they were like, out of respect for their goalie, they thought it was offsides, and they went, no, he's had a good performance, a great performance tonight. We don't want that going on his box score. Let's challenge that. They're offsides. Now the goal is upheld. We're fine. It's 7-2. Everyone gets to go. They can leave now. They're allowed to walk out of the building. But it's bad, man. It's really, really bad. This is a bad, bad game. Highlighted by a bad team right now. Right now, the Bruins are a bad team. Right now, they're a bad team. Let's talk about some game notes. And I'm going to try to keep these relatively quick, because I could just sit here and go like, they're bad. All of them are bad. They suck. Boo. But we're not going to do that. The goaltending hasn't been flawless, but I do need to point something out here. Last year, Zadorov made a comment late in the season, which is fair. It was a fair comment. And he said, every time we make, I'm paraphrasing the hell out of this, every time we make a mistake, it's in the back of the net. Everything's going in. He was right to say it in the moment. I mean, seriously, Swayman and Korpisalo couldn't stop shit for a while there. So far this season, the goaltending has not been flawless. In fact, I was told that one of Korpisalo's games while I was gone was really bad. But the defense is putting them in awful positions over and over and over and over and over and over again. And they're starting to lose the ability to make the big save again. Like the ones where you go like, we need a save. Every high danger chance can't go in. Blah, 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 blah. But the defense has been abhorrent. Just absolutely dog water. Terrible. Egregiously bad. Vehemently painful to watch. It's been gross. I would call its mother a slattern if I knew it. Bad. That was just mean for no reason. It's been really bad. So I just don't want to see a lot of comments about the goaltending. The goaltending has been perfect, but I don't know a goalie that can bail you out of this shit. This is really bad. Not a great game by Swayman. Again, I'm not going to sit here and say he's like without any fault. But I'm well on the side of we need to figure out the defense before we even look at the goaltending here. Because the chances being given up. If we don't lead the league in high danger chances allowed, I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked. But we're at least bottom 5. Bottom 3, probably. Like, I'd just be shocked. Another thing here, board battles. We can't. This is so unsustainable. Everything else aside, everything else, the lack of finishing, the poor special teams, the poor positioning, lack of a plan, whatever. The amount of board battles this fucking team loses, you can't win in this league if you give up the puck on the boards in your own zone all night. What is this, man? You can't win a single board battle? That's overkill, but you know what I mean. It's egregious how often they lose these board battles. And again, let's keep in mind that they keep positioning themselves in a way to break out with them. In a way where the best case scenario is one that's advantageous, but if they lose it, they're completely out of position. Bad. Board battles have become a real focus for me at this point. This team is awful at them. And I don't care how good you are. You don't win a lot of games unless you're winning board battles. So thoughts while I was gone. Just a couple thoughts while I was looking at box scores and checking in with highlights and stuff like that. So if anything I'm about to say is egregiously wrong, please tell me. Couple of stats for you. Going into this game, 12th in goals for, 29th in goals allowed, 18th in expected goals for, 31st in expected goals allowed. They're struggling to adapt the man-on-man defense Sturm wants. Like, that's very true. Lohrei is actively drowning, and he might be taking Mac down with him. Or vice versa. I genuinely can't tell at this point. Like, Mac keeps putting Lohrei in bad situations too. It's going both ways. Now, I'm not sitting here saying Lohrai's a better defenseman than Mac. Like, that's not how that works. But this pairing is awful. It is not working. Even on their basic breakout plays, they can't seem to communicate. There's nothing there. There's no chemistry, nothing built up. If you're trying to be competitive right now, you can't let Lohrei work through the kinks on this pairing. You shelter his minutes. When I've talked to people about Lohrei should stay in, he should fight through this, whatever, it's not because he needs to stay on the top pair. Drop him down. Either Zadorov or when Hampus comes back, I don't know, but you can't keep Lohrei here, man. If you want to blame McAvoy, that's fine. He's looked bad too, but at least I know he can be number one on that right side. That tandem has to get split up. It has to. It's so very bad. Which does lead into another point with some more arcing across all of the players. It's early, obviously. Defense and goaltending have to be the strength of this team to survive. I'm seeing a lot of people being like, oh, well, we should lean into the offense if we're scoring a bunch of goals. No, because we're also letting in a ton of goals. A ton of goals. The only way for a roster that's constructed like this to survive is the way we talked about earlier in the season. Shut down defense, excellent goaltending, and counterattacks, opportunistic scoring. The goals, we're 19th, 20th, and what did I just say? 12th in goals for. We're 12th in goals for, upper half of the league. Great. It has to, we have to rethink how we're doing this. Because the run and gun simply isn't sustainable for this roster. That's just a fact of the way it's constructed. And right now, they're really hoping to outscore their mistakes. It won't happen. Pasta had one shot tonight. Again, I think. I think that's back-to-back games with one shot. You suffocate him, you survive Geeky's potential goal every other game. Geeky's got another one tonight. I mean, no one else is doing anything. I know we joked about the depth scoring and everything early in the season, but they're just so easy to shut down. And they're giving it all back the other way. It's brutal. They have to refocus on defense, defense, defense. That's the only way to compete. And, I mean, otherwise, this is just going to continue to go the trajectory it's going. Last 2 points. I know this has been long. Arvidsson was a low-risk, high-reward play. I wasn't worried about the 5th-round pick given up for him or anything like that. I liked it. I liked the play. And if we were going to find some sort of scoring ability and depth scoring, he was going to play a role in that. I thought he was going to... Originally, during the trade, I thought he was going to be a third-line shooting threat. He's being used in the top 6. But the problem is I genuinely wasn't aware how bad his defense is. I knew it wasn't good. I knew it was bad. This is a different level of bad. He loses every board battle. He turns the puck over a ton in bad situations. He misses his defensive assignments a lot, and he's so easily moved aside on them anyway that it doesn't even matter if he's taking care of his assignment half the time. He actually just might not be built for the way this team needs to play, which is fine if you're just going to try to hold on to him. But if and he'll leave at the end of the year and whatever, you tried, you gave it a look. It's not the end of the world, a 5th-round pick. Maybe you even get a 5th-round pick back at the trade deadline if someone else wants to take a chance on it. People are going to say keep him in the lineup so hopefully he gets some points and you can trade him at the deadline. I get it. Maybe that's a way to do it. If you're trying to be competitive right now, he needs to sit. He's given up so much the other way. He needs to sit now. Now. Like, Patra should be in his spot yesterday. He's been bad. I know he scored a goal when it was 7-1. I don't care. Like, you got a guy. Patra is far more reliable defensively. It's actually an underrated part of his game. I would put him up there if you're trying to compete right now. If you're not, if you're sending the message to the team that, which brings us to our last point, the players are aware of what happens if this continues. If they don't perform, if they don't work their way out of this, people are going to get sold off fast. If you make it look bad enough, they might hit the reset button. I don't think they want to. McAvoy, Swayman, Pasternak, all these guys, like, they want to build something with them, even though they're starting to get there to the, 30-ish. But they know what happens next, and no one's feeling good about it. In fact, the players are talking about it. We are 11 games of the season. The players are talking about it. That is just scary. So, not a lot of good vibes to come from this one or the video. There's not a lot I can say that's positive. I'm not giving up on it by any means. We've seen bad starts turn into fun situations for other teams. I just brought a memory to my brain that I didn't want to. But, go Bees. Go Bees! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video and joining me as we experience this crazy Bruins season together. The names popping up on your screen now are from the top line tier and the all-star tier of the YouTube membership program for this YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you who help support the channel so that we can do more fun things, and I am always open to more ideas of how I can help give back to those who support the channel. At the end of the day, this channel is always going to be about the community, and I want to continue to grow that way, so please always feel free to reach out with new ideas and fun ways we can expand on this, or if you just need someone to talk to, I'm always here for you guys. Thank you all for your support, and as always, go Bees!